Ah, Sparta, the land of the brave, the bold, and apparently six-packs that defy all known laws of physics. But was King Leonidas, the legendary leader of the 300, actually real? Or just a very, very intense gym ad? Let's dive into history and find out if the man who screamed, "This is Sparta," was more than just a guy who really hated Persians. First things first, yes, King Leonidas was a real person. Sorry to burst any bubbles if you thought he was just Gerard Butler on steroids. Leonidas, the first of Sparta, was a real breathing, sword-swinging king of Sparta, born somewhere around 540 BC, back when leg day involved an actual spear and shield. He was part of the Achaemenid dynasty, one of two royal families in Sparta. That's right, Sparta had two kings at the same time. Talk about an ancient power couple. You're probably wondering, why two kings? Well, apparently one was supposed to lead in war while the other stayed home and, I don't know, made sure the palace was still standing. Or maybe they just really hated elections. Either way, it worked for them. Now, Leonidas wasn't just born into royalty and immediately handed a crown and a protein shake. Like all Spartan boys, he had to go through the agog, Sparta's infamous military training program, which we can politely describe as youth boot camp from hell. Imagine a summer camp, but instead of s'mores, you get cold baths, barefoot running, and probably some friendly beatings. You know, character building stuff. So, by the time Leonidas became king in 490 BC, he was pretty much as hardcore as they come. And with the Persian Empire knocking on Greece's door like an ancient Amazon delivery, it's safe to say he was ready for a fight. Now let's fast forward to the year 480 BC, when the Persian king Xerxes was like, "I think I'll take over Greece." What could go wrong? Spoiler alert, a lot. Xerxes gathered a massive army. Historians like Herodotus, aka the ancient world's king of exaggeration, claimed it was around 2 million soldiers. More realistic estimates say closer to 100,000, but hey, we get it, Herodotus, size matters. So Xerxes marches his troops to Greece, and Leonidas, instead of, calling in sick that day, decides to meet him head on. With just 300 Spartans, and before you say, wow, those are some terrible odds, don't worry. He brought a few thousand Greek allies too. But let's be real. History only remembers the cool kids, aka the 300 Spartans. Leonidas and his merry band of muscle men set up shop at the narrow pass of Thermopylae, where the terrain was so tight, the Persian numbers didn't count for much. For 2 whole days, the Spartans gave Xerxes' army a serious whooping. Spears were thrown, shields clashed, and I'm pretty sure some epic slow-mo stares were exchanged too. Unfortunately, after some good old-fashioned betrayal by a local Greek named Ephialtes, that guy who ruined the party, the Persians found a way around the pass. Realizing he was about to be surrounded, Leonidas sent most of his troops away and made a final stand with his 300 Spartans, along with some Thespians and Thebans. Yes, Thespians, because if you're going to die, might as well go out dramatically. And that was the end of Leonidas. He was killed in the battle, but his sacrifice became a rallying cry for the Greeks. Eventually, they managed to defeat Xerxes in later battles, making Leonidas the ultimate martyr for freedom, or at least the most jacked one. So yes, Leonidas was very real, but like all historical figures, his legacy has been, how should I put this, Hollywood-ified. I mean, I'm sure Leonidas was tough, but he probably wasn't doing insane high kicks in a leather diaper while shouting catchy one-liners. So what can we take away from all this? Was Leonidas a real king of Sparta? Absolutely. Did he stand heroically against impossible odds at the Battle of Thermopylae? You bet. But did he look like a CGI-enhanced gladiator with perfect abs, courtesy of the ancient world's best personal trainer? Well, that part is probably more fantasy than fact. In the end, Leonidas doesn't need all the Hollywood glitz to be remembered as a legend. His real story leading 300 Spartans to their doom for the sake of Greece, already makes him one of history's biggest badasses. And you don't need a six-pack for that. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video and want to dive deeper into history's most epic and sometimes exaggerated stories, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And remember, this is Bits of the Past.